Man, I hope y'all didn't see me just take that shit off that straw. Anyway, welcome to Fuzz Not Included. It's a podcast where we keep it 100% real about 100% real shit. I don't have a topic today. So today I wanted to actually just open it up. So if anybody wants to, join this chat, I believe I put the link inside of um, inside the description on my Facebook and on my YouTube. And if you don't see it, just throw a quick comment. I'll see that pop up, and we can go from there. Once I see a comment, I'll bring whoever in. You know what I'm saying? Take a look at the comment and go from there. But again, don't want to take a whole lot of time. Just really wanted to talk about relationships. As I deep dive into this podcasting shit, as a married man, the scene looks wild to me. And for those that don't know, uh, I'm in my upper 40s with the same woman for over 32 years. We married, we have two children. Our only children are our children, both grown. Daughter getting married here, as a matter of fact, this weekend. So I come from a different time, different era, different breed. And I started getting involved in this podcasting from a relationship standpoint because I used to argue back and forth with a couple of my guys who told me I don't know what it's like to be a man today, blah, blah, a single man today, because all the shit they go through. So anyway, I was never on that side. I always said, man up, do the man shit, pick up your pieces and move forward, and everything else will fall together. But I'm a realist and I'm a data guy, right? So I'm like, as a guy who likes, data, I need to research this. And how do I research the dating market? Well, obviously, I'm not going to go out on dates and get divorced and all that other shit. So I started doing what everybody else does. I'm on social media. I'm digging into it, trying to see different, different avenues. I'm joining different relationship groups, and I'm watching different people interact. And you know, long story short, I feel like everything is transactional now, right? It isn't what in my day, we met somebody, obviously, like, you got to have physical attraction. Like, let's cut pretend, let's not even pretend that's not a thing. But you meet somebody you're interested in, you exchange whatever communication information you wanted, whether it was address, phone number, whatever. Um, go back and forth, dates, whatever. You all start to like one another, and you make it something more, right? And it was always, how can I make this person's life better, their day better, and vice versa, right? And everybody worked together, and all the men, I mean, they cherish their women, right? Because shit, you had good women, and that was normal shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm old school, right? So our R&B had three, four, five dudes singing one song for one dude's girl, right? That's how serious we was about the romantic shit. But today, everything is about, what do you bring to the table? What can I take from you, right? Not what am I able to bring and provide for you or exchange with you, or whatever. It always looks transactional. So from my perspective, I think we lost the desire to make someone else feel better. I think everything is always focused on us. How does it benefit me? Right? Okay, I make this much money. I have this many kids, or I have no kids. I'm this tall. I'm in this shape. This is the kind of person that I deserve, and what can they bring to the table? Right? And I think that's the problem. And you should always have standards, right? I know a lot of times, men catch hell because they don't want to date a plus size woman, and they get, oh, it's body shaming, this, that, and the other. Now everybody has preferences, whether it's racial, shit, sexual, gender, whatever you want to say, height, weight. Those are preferences, right? And it doesn't mean you won't date somebody out of that space or that norm, but it's just not what you typically do, and not your ideal person. But anyway, everybody's entitled to having their own standards, but there's a difference between a standard and somebody just wanting to absorb without giving anything, right? And you put a lot of people put themselves on pedestals, not realizing, you're not maybe as high up as you think. And I know it's wrong to say. I hate to use the dating market terms of dating market value, but not everybody's looking to date everybody. Man or woman, you got 4 or 5 kids by 4 or 5 people, you're gonna have a little tougher time, right? You may not get the single doctor with no kids and a great job in the big house. And if you're the dude in that scenario, you may not get a woman who has no kids and wants to be a stay-at-home mom and all that other stuff. So obviously, just kind of think about who you are, what what you have to offer, and try to just find somebody that you can somewhat build with. right? At a certain age, you should have a foundation built, but no matter what, you can always build up. So find somebody that you can agree with on a life direction, and try to build that life in that direction, right? Again, you still have to be physically attracted to them. This is him or her. This is America, so you got to have money to a certain extent. You got to be able to provide at a bare minimum. Um, there's some basics, but when you meet somebody, don't just look at what they can give you, right? Look at what y'all can do together, right? And I know some dudes believe, a woman should stay at home. Other men believe a woman should work. That's up to y'all. But you know, if you have a woman that works, use that money to invest in your family, in your future, in your generational wealth. Um, Again, I don't have a lot of topics. I just wanted to kind of jump on and see what just talk generally, right? So I'm here sipping, not doing too much, waiting to see if anybody jumps on, throw some comments. But again, this is crazy out here, right? I think, and I'm gonna say it because I'm guilty of participating, but I feel like there's a war between men and women right now, right? In the dating market, and what I mean is men are finally holding women accountable, but adding a lot of extra blame with that, and women are blaming men for everything as well, and everybody's again on the negative. It's just it's a different time, right? And I know the media. I know different people have different beliefs, the media, different agendas, and so forth. But parenting is what gets you through all the other obstacles, right? For those of us that have children, raise good children to the best of your capabilities and be a guiding light in their, what I'm saying, in their future, so they follow the right people, because society is fucked up. And if you allow your children to be taught and raised and brought up by the media, you're gonna have some badass kids, right? We see all the crazy shit going on. But anyway, that's off topic. Like I said, I just really want to focus on some relationship shit, kind of random stuff. Like I said, I had no agenda, had no guests, nothing like that. Um, from a fella perspective, and take your girl on dates, right? Like I said, we've been together 30 plus years. We still do date night. Um, Shit, our kids are grown now, right? It's around the house, so we do date night 3 4 times in a week, right? Here doing different stuff, but we go out, and then I'm not talking nightclub, no shit like that, but we go out at least once a month, right? Go have some fun, take the wife out, let her get all dolled up or whatever. Um, Take her out, you know, dancing if you want to dance, or music, dinner, just something nice, let her relax, and what I'm saying, let somebody else do the cooking and all the other shit and show her a good time. Um, and do that, as frequently and affordably as possible, right? I'm not saying take your girl out to a steak dinner every other night, and that's financially bad advice. It's bad. It's a bad move. Um, but a date can just be backyard, right? It could be a park. What I'm saying, date in the car, get in the car, go to the park, have some food, non-alcoholic drinks. You know what I'm saying? Just little shit like that. Just take, and that shit matters. And I say that because I think we as men don't realize, and compared to our lives, a lot of women lead a boring life. It's not a bad life by any means. I'm just saying it's a lot of the repetitive stuff all day long, cleaning, cooking, taking care of kids, shit like that, over and over and over. Give her an opportunity to get out. As a man who oftentimes works from home with his wife, I see how much shit that she has to do in a day, right? So I try to pick up where I can and help out where I can, just to make that easier on her. But that's my advice from a male perspective, from a dating, treating your wife scenario, from a lady's perspective. I'm gonna give you my perspective on ladies. Let me say it that way. Take care of you, man. Right? We are out in this world. I'm not saying your jobs aren't hard and what you do is not hard. I'm not saying that. We are out in this world doing some hard ass shit too. You probably catch hell all day at the job, whether it's customers or coworkers or whatever. The last thing we want to do is fight at the house. That's our safe space, right? And every man wants his safe space. Um, so take care of that man from time to time, right? Again, most people have jobs. Both people in the relationship have jobs, but take care of that man every now and then. You know what I'm saying? As frequently as you feel comfortable without obviously overdoing it for yourself. Get that man some peace, because that's one of the main things he needs from you. And that's, I'm giving you again my perspective on what we as men desire from women. I don't know. Like I said, this is open discussion. I don't even know if I got no viewers yet. I didn't even look, but The purpose, and I want to start doing these probably once or twice a week, probably around 10:30 Eastern. I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. But I just, I realize it's. I don't think everybody understands the value of making the right decisions in a relationship as early as possible. The older we get, the more difficult it's going to be. Right? You're competing with not only younger people, because let's be honest, we all are. Right? When I say we, I mean humans. You're competing with whatever the new trend is, technology, social media, whatever the likes of that are. You're dealing with things that are constantly making it harder. And I know when we're young, we want to have a bunch of fun and do all kind of shit like that, and you should have as much fun as you want to have. But understand, there's a trade off for everything. Time is that one thing we can't get back. Um, and I tell people, I'm not saying get married at 18, 19, 20, 21. Even though I got married at 21, I'm not saying that. Right? Take your time to get married, but find that person that you think is right for you and that you can build with as early as you can. Because life is fast, right? And the longer, and this is just my personal belief through seeing my friends and different people, the longer you are single, the harder it is for someone to date you. Now, that's not a bad thing, but let me explain why. The longer that you do 100% of everything for yourself without any kind of thanks or gratitude or appreciation from somebody else, the longer you realize, or the more you realize, or the more you believe you don't actually need that relationship. Um, and it shows, right? Because I see it. My friends who haven't dated consistently, for a long time, they're a little more difficult, or I'll say a little more careless with the dates, right? They've done everything. They're doing everything. So if something doesn't feel perfect, they're like, ah, fuck it. And it makes those people harder to date. So again, the longer you've been single, it appears the harder you are to date. And that, so that goes for the people you're trying to date as well, which makes it even more difficult. So, obviously, we're all the age we are at. For those of us that are over 40, it is what it is. Um, but for the young folks that might see this, think about that. Have your fun, but understand, try to find that perfect person as early as you feel comfortable. Because it's a lot harder as you wait, what I'm saying, and get a little older. And I'm seeing that with friends my age now who were never married, or maybe on their second, their first marriage ended and they're out here trying to date now. It's crazy. The other thing, whew, I'm gonna probably ride out my little total 15 minutes with this topic, but children and being a step parent. I have never been a step parent, and um, I will obviously never be a step parent. But y'all have to be careful on both ends. Though the person with the children and the person without the children, especially the single moms who have custody of their children and they're dating. You got to be very very careful with these dudes out here. And I'm not trying to say that to say all men are bad. You don't know, so you got to be careful. And on the flip side, for the men who are uh, dating these women, you got to be careful as well, because for a lot of different reasons, but a lot of women are looking at you as target, as an easy route to ride it out. And on the flip side, fellas who have custody of your daughters, be careful who you bring, because not everybody is trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So gotta be careful. And ladies, you gotta be careful with a man who has custody of his kids, because you got to deal with that child, that child's mom, whatever the case may be, because she's most likely in that kid's life. So um, it's a tough situation, right? And I say that because, again, as the dating market looks to change and get more difficult, having children makes it a little bit harder. And every child you have, or every child you have with a different parent, um, makes it even more difficult. And I'm just telling y'all what I see, because I've been dove into this shit. I'm kind of mad that I did, but because now I'm down the rabbit hole, right, and looking at all of the different um, the different things that goes on, the dating dynamics, and I'm in this shit now. So I'm in it for the long haul, right? At some point, I want to start actually bringing couples on, or a man and a woman, not to try to make a couple, but have a conversation and get a different perspective, from perspective from a man and a perspective from a woman at the same time. So anyway, like I said, I just want to spend about 15 minutes doing this real quick. It's something I want to start doing a little bit more frequently. I think the next time I do it, I'm just going to leave it wide open and kind of just sit here and handle my day, or not my day. You know what I'm saying? My evening, kind of sit, watch, surf the internet, whatever, and let people filter in. Because I know it's late at night and people come in at different times. But y'all stay up, man. Follow us. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the YouTube right now, go check us out on Facebook. If you're on our Facebook, go check us out on YouTube. Y'all have a good night.